Welcome to episode, I don't know, I guess 15. I'm just going to keep guessing.
Yeah.
Of
I feel like it's a 14.
yeah, 14th episode. Thanks to everyone for listening to our last episode. It seemed to get good reviews from people. It was about the Your Party fiasco, but I'm kind of over Jeremy Corbyn shenanigans this week. I kind of want to take a break from even thinking about him and his really irritating wife. So let's talk about something far more important. What was on my mind this week was Jennifer Lawrence. I never thought I'd ever say that. Jennifer Lawrence, the Academy Award winning actress. She won for Silver Linings Playbook, I think back in the year 2013 or 2012. She's a very successful actress, obviously known for playing Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movies. I think I only watched two of them, the first one and one of the other ones that I didn't like. But of course, the reason why I'm talking about her is this week, the other day, well, today is the 28th of September. The other day, I believe on the 26th, on Friday, she spoke out against the genocide in Gaza, or did she? We'll never know because when she spoke out at the San Sebastian Film Festival, she didn't actually say Palestine or Israel.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. The way it was reported was very explicitly Jennifer Lawrence condemns a genocide. I listened to that and there wasn't anything explicit in her statement. She could have been talking about Ukraine, which the question did allude to, because I think the question was in a world where there's so much violence and destruction, where you have situations like the war in Ukraine. And I don't think that even the interviewer said the genocide in Gaza, but I think the bloodshed in Gaza, something to that effect. And then she said that it was a
Yeah.
horror. I can't remember the precise
I've
words
got
that
the
she
exact
used.
words. So she said, and sorry, by the way, there was a slight pause. I paused the recording by accident, but she said, she's speaking at a press conference. I'm reading directly from The Guardian. Speaking at a press conference for her new film, Die My Love, at the San Sebastian Film Festival, Lawrence responded to several journalists' questions about fraught political topics, despite a festival moderator attempting to shut them down, according to Deadline. When asked about Israel's violence in Gaza, this is The Guardian's wording, which many of the world's leading experts have called a genocide, Lawrence replied, I'm terrified. It's mortifying. What's happening is no less than a genocide, and it's terrible. What makes me so sad is the disrespect in the discourse of American politics right now and how that is going to be normalized to the kids right now. Um, I think Jennifer Lawrence, didn't she brag about she didn't finish school or something? She's got, I think, up to sixth grade level education. The reason why you're probably wondering, oh, why are we being so horrible towards Jennifer Lawrence? Well, Jennifer Lawrence does support the genocide in Gaza. She is BFFs with one of the lead propagandists in Hollywood, Amy Schumer. She's BFFs with her. And just a blast from the past, Jennifer Lawrence last year was praising her BFF, Amy Schumer. And she basically said, Amy Schumer throws her middle fingers up and walks away from negative comments like a gas station fire in a Michael Bay movie. She did this in a Variety puff piece.
By the way, Amy Schumer, if you weren't following at the early stages of the genocide, was one of the leading, like you mentioned, leading propagandists, spreading the myth about the 40 beheaded babies. A lot of bombastic claims about rape. A lot of basically
Wait, not
parallels.
that, not just that. Amy Schumer posted like a meme or an image on Instagram,
Mm.
and it was people protest, like it was mocking people who protest
Oh yes.
with fake signs, and one of the signs said Gazans rape for Allah.
Yes, yes, yes. It was disgusting. She was up there with Sarah Silverman, another so-called comedian, another white woman comedian that absolutely makes a living out of just being disgusting. Like I've never
Well, I'm
found
not I object to you saying white woman comedian. Yes, they are white, but they're white hyphenated Jewish.
yeah.
So I think it's
So a lot of weaponizing.
I know,
of
I know, I know, I know,
yeah,
I know. Well, yeah, yeah. But 1 second, it's just when we say white women,
yeah.
it is quite disrespectful to the many white women who are not pro-genocide, and it almost whitewashes
Literally.
yeah, Jewish complicity in this genocide by making it
Yes.
seem like it's just white people when it's really not. I think it's actually quite, I don't want to say, I never thought it
It's inaccurate. I know what you mean.
inaccurate, and it's anti-white.
I don't know if I'm anti-white, but I know what I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Because for Amy Schumer and Sarah Silverman, they place their Jewishness in the same light as supporting the actions of Israel and the IDF. To them, you can't be Jewish and not support the Jewish state, and that's a simple fact for them. Which means that they cannot divorce their liberal values from what the horrors that we're seeing in Gaza. And it just kind of just goes to show that the absolute fragility of liberalism, right? You can be a liberal, which both of these women are, Democrat voters. I remember Sarah Silverman following her on social media when the protests in Iran were breaking out. What was it? Women love light, women love life.
Women, is I don't know what it. Wait.
Love, love.
No, it wasn't Live, Laugh, Love. It was Women, Life, Freedom.
Women, life, freedom. It's just, that kind of shallow interest in what is happening in the Middle East when it comes to women. They wouldn't mind those same women getting bombed in Iran, in Gaza. But yeah, so their liberalism isn't really challenged by genocide. But their Jewishness to them was being challenged by the genocide. I don't know if that makes sense, but they they cannot accept that a genocide was being carried out because it undermines their goodness. And I think it has
It
affected.
undermines, no, it also undermines their exceptionalism and claim to being um the only victims in the world, and
Mm,
being not just only not the victims but also the perpetrators in this context, and not just in this context because it starts with Gaza, but it's also Yemen, Lebanon, uh, Syria, and also Iran, and if you even look a bit back, Iraq as well, and pretty much the Middle East. And now Qatar has joined that too.
yeah,
Qatar has joined the party. So, um, that just to go back to Jennifer Lawrence, it just got me thinking. The reason why I wanted to talk about in this in this podcast, and we'll only really talk about this, is
yeah,
the concept of what people always say, which is, and it comes from the book by Echad, Omar El Akkad, Palestinian author, and it's the title of his book is "One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This," but lots of people are saying that, but I'm saying one day everyone will pretend that they were always against this. It's not that
yeah.
I don't think Jennifer Lawrence has blood pumping through her veins.
No.
I don't think her blood moves for Palestinian children. There's a Somali saying, what is it again? It's to do with what to do with blood not
Yeah, does your blood not move?
yeah.
Yeah, just talking to people's humanity. I don't think, yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. I don't even think she cares about Israelis, really and truly. She wants to be on the side that
Then
is.
so we both have something in common then. I don't care given either.
It's about siding with power for her.
Siding with power? No, it's just where the wind blows. There's no power even on the Palestine side. There's no
No, but there is. I think there is power, and this is where I wanted to say that there's a bit of light for me when I was watching the protests in Rome this week, where they pretty much had a general strike. And we've never seen protests like this in the and you.
yeah,
I mean, it's power. Yeah, yeah. It's people power.
people power. Yeah, and
They shut down. They shut down Rome. They have spoken to numerous unions across Europe, so in Italy, in Spain, and they're literally blocking the supply of weapons to Israel via you know the seas. Not to mention the flotilla. Italy has announced that they're going to provide naval protection to the flotilla. So has Spain. Spain has been fantastic amidst.
I've never been so, I mean, you and I both come from a former Italian colony, and I've never been so happy about it for Italian people. Like I genuinely am
I'm so impressed.
impressed. I almost forgive them for what they did to us. I'm joking. Nah,
You know what? They weren't so bad, were they?
nah. I'd say that they were worse in Libya.
Yeah, they were worse ever. I mean, to be honest, they were just embarrassing colonizers in general, but impressive people. That's what I'm saying. I think this is what I'm talking about in terms of power. Yes, we don't have material power, we don't have military power, but we do have people power, and that's why we're seeing this shift amongst the cowards. Because I think the strong people, I'm just talking about celebrities. I'm talking about people in our lives, who don't have, let's say, a quote unquote, a dog in this fight. Who weren't like raised in knowing about Palestine and all of the genocides in the past that Italy, not Italy, well, also Italy, but Israel has been part of, Sabra and Shatila and so on and so forth. People who didn't have knowledge of this suddenly waking up amidst all of the propaganda. Those are the real heroes. And then also celebrities, people like Kelani, the early people who spoke out
The
against
ones
genocide.
who were protesting for Palestine immediately at the
Hmm, hmm.
beginning, yeah. I look at some of the people now, like when you see Emma Stone's name, because Emma Stone recently signed,
Oh, yes.
yeah, the Oscar winner. She's actually now a two-time Oscar winner. I always forget just how successful she is now, but she has finally gotten to the good side where she signed the open letter promising to not work with any Israeli film companies that are complicit. I mean, the wording is a bit, it would be
It's
nice if
so
they did.
convoluted, isn't it? Like, I wish they said we're not working with Israelis, but they have to say Israelis that are, complicit in
Which would mean all
genocide.
of them, because they'll say, what they'll always do is they'll be like, hey, but there's this Israeli made movie that humanizes one Palestinian. Don't you see that you're punishing this Israeli filmmaker? And it's like, fuck off. Israelis don't create art, they just kill children. Like that's it.
That's their art. That's cinema for them. I remember seeing them bringing out chairs to oversee the destruction in Gaza in the
In
early stages of the
2014.
yeah,
No,
and also and also in this genocide as well, looking at the destruction. It's the
mhm.
depraved people, really and truly.
Yeah, but just now I don't know. I think there's only liberation can only come from within Palestine, and solidarity comes from outside of Palestine. So I look at it
Yeah.
and I just think the hopes are all resting on Palestinians
Yeah.
inside Gaza and in other parts of Palestine, but especially within Gaza. But I personally don't think that we will ever see the kind of national strike that we see in Italy ever in the UK. The Italy is the same place where they won't even protest for
They were
themselves.
both themselves. Yeah, they were both
No,
themselves.
no, but if the roads were ever blocked and it was about saving British kids, there would be absolute outrage. People would be running over protesters. You won't see that, so I just don't see that happening in the UK.
No, there's no sense of collective struggle in the UK. They see you acknowledging the fact that you have a struggle as admitting failure. So that's
Yeah.
why you have poor people protesting the rise in taxes on the mega rich because they in themselves think that they will one day be rich. It's very embarrassing behavior.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing. And we're not anti-authoritarian. Italians, Spaniards, they've seen real fascism. Obviously, the birthplace of fascism being Italy and Franco in Spain. We haven't had legit fascismo, at least on British soil. Like we exported that. I don't know why I'm saying we, like I was part of it, but you know what I mean.
Part of it, but yeah, I guess the closest that I can think about it is things that actually do, like the fascism hits Muslims. It
Get
comes in the form
it.
of prevent. It comes in the form of prevent. It comes in the form of detaining without charge. It comes in that kind of form,
Yeah.
and harassment and entrapment and those kind of things, but not widespread fascism that affects everyone else. And I would even say lockdown kind of was a form of fascism because it
Well, look how quickly we buckled.
yeah, we buckled, but um
And I'm not saying I was anti-lockdown, don't get me wrong, but they were out having parties and they were preventing us from sitting on a bench with someone that lived down the road from us. It was insanity.
but it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was, we you can say that the court the justification was correct, but it was still a form of fascism because we all fell into line and it was a form of state control. And I mean, it made people think that the police could do whatever they wanted to us in that moment. So yeah, I look back at that now and think that I was a gormless moron citizen who just went along with it and didn't question anything. So I can understand why we're like this in the UK if even I'm too scared to do certain things and say certain things out loud. I think we're all kind of in line.
Yeah, they really made our brains very soft because why were we going out every Thursday? I even remember the date with pots and pans.
Yeah,
That
and
was embarrassing.
it's
How
just
did they get us to do? That was the only form of collectivism we've seen. It was just senseless noise. Almost, it wasn't state mandated, but I feel like they were behind it.
and
Sure.
and rallying around Captain Tom.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Embarrassing nation.
What an embarrassing country. But what I was going to say is to just quickly go back, just because we've gone off topic for a bit, but is back to the celebrities. Why are they so important? Why do we think about them? Because I thought about them and I remember being so inflamed at the beginning of October the 7th, afterwards, at the beginning of this genocide. The disappointment. Why did I care so much? Why did we care so much? And why do we still care? Because for me, now I think about it a lot where I think of all of those disgusting famous people who are posting the Israel flag after October the 7th. And I think these people have never posted the Palestine flag before October the 7th. Did they, are we live, like, I genuinely thought that we were living in alternate realities. That day, I do feel like my perception of the world was flipped upside down. I didn't realize just how racist and anti-Palestinian the world was until then.
Yeah. I I I think we're still in this in between stage. I think during COVID we started looking at celebrities in a different light, but I still think that for a lot of people, their moral and political leadership is in celebrities, not in politicians. We don't have thinkers anymore. We don't have thinkers that we follow. We get we get
Okay, SKA Twigs, where are the thinkers?
where are the thinkers? Come on. We don't have time for it. I mean, that's a terrible excuse, but I think that's what it is. Who
I
else
want to
we
get
get
to a
to?
place, and I hope that Palestine and Gaza is the nail in the coffin for celebrity worship culture, and that we begin to see the good celebrities as just good higher tax earners and the rest of them as just nobodies. Speaking of nobodies, there was a recent open letter, another one written by
Good.
pro-Israel celebrities. It gets more and more Z-list. Like, I feel like even you're not even seeing Amy Schumer signing these open letters anymore. And it's always going to be Liev Schreiber. I think he's now the first name in that they put in the headline.
Yeah,
Most
that's the
famous
biggest one.
person is now Liev Schreiber, which I think it shows it's a real indictment. It really shows you
Do you know
just
what?
how, yeah.
Do you know what the celebrities must be relieved by? Apart from all of the women in Hollywood, but all of the celebrities that were pressured into signing pro-Israel memorandums in the past, like Harvey Weinstein I don't know how to pronounce it. Weinstein or Weinstein?
Harvey
Harvey
Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein used to force all of them to write these sign these statements in the past. I remember during the war with Hezbollah in 2008. Um,
2006.
was it 2006? My bad. You had these big celebrities who had no interest in
Like Nicole Kidman.
like Nicole Kidman, exactly. Signing these statements that had big words in them, and I don't think Nicole Kidman is that bright. I'm sorry. About supporting Israel against these evil, menacing Hezbollah. But yeah, so all of the ladies in Hollywood can breathe a sigh of relief, and also all of the people who genuinely didn't want to sign these letters but felt like their careers would suffer.
No, because Harvey Weinstein would be like chasing them to hotel room.
It's either he's chasing them around like
Benny Hill CBD.
yeah, I shouldn't laugh. Or who was forcing them to sign like genocidal screeds. It was peak. It was peak.
Well, rest assured, Candace Owens is trying to free Harvey Weinstein at the moment.
What is wrong with that woman? Why is she making such terrible decisions?
The only Jewish person she happens to support is Harvey Weinstein.
What is wrong with her? What is wrong with her? Like she's obsessed with
She's great in some areas.
I don't I think she's incoherent. I think she's just shooting and seeing what lands because the obsession with the what is it the Bolsheviks and basically she just wants to say old-timey Jews.
Well, I don't have a problem with that. I don't.
The the Bolsheviks, come on,
It's
it
freedom of
makes no
speech.
sense.
It's freedom of speech. I I support Candace in. I'm Standus Owens. I'm a stan, but
I think she makes no sense, and she's if I don't know, it's incoherent. I don't mind if you have a position and it's underpinned by an ideology, so I can understand it and critique it. But if you're just randomly coming out with
anyways,
broad
I don't agree
theories,
with you because I look at her now as someone who got fired over a year ago and went from losing her job to now having over 5 million subscribers on YouTube and starting back from scratch again on her own channel, and then now being one of the most influential people in politics. I'll be honest.
it's impressive. It's impressive. I'm not like, but
And
it's like with
I know that we don't do identity politics that much, but I do think it's also iconic that she's a black woman, and she probably doesn't want to hear that, but I love her. So
she is entertaining and whatnot, but I see her in the same, and she won't like this as well, but I see her in the same way I see, is it Nick Fuentes? Just people who don't really make a too much sense, and they will eventually blow with the wind. So it's,
yeah,
I see him blowing in different directions.
I see him as well, but anyways, we're sounding incoherent now. Oh, that's it. So summary of today: celebrities are crap. Jennifer Lawrence is a piece of shit, and yeah, we just need to
We need to start reading more. That's the moral of today. Ignore celebrities and
start reading more and also understand the Islamic underpinnings of resistance and Palestine and not just look to secular celebrities for liberation. We should also just be
or just even like argue
just be Muslim.
yeah, well, and if you're not Muslim, the Palestinian liberation movement was also quite secular and ideological.
Thank you. That's all we have time for today.
Bye for now.
Ciao.